You know, in the Caribbean, we wash our meat, and what I have here is half of a lemon. I'm just gonna toss that into the rubbish, but I have 3 pounds of chicken drumsticks that I cut into pieces. So each drumstick I cut into 2 pieces. I left the skin on, yeah? Removed any sort of extra fat that I saw. Wash it with the juice of half of a lemon and cool water and drained it. It's important with this recipe, this Bunjay chicken, yeah, that we have bones, we have skin, we have all those different elements that will just enhance the dish. You know, in previous versions of curry chicken, I explained to you all how you can do it quickly by removing the bones and the skin and everything else. This one is a relatively quick one as well. This is why we cut each drumstick in half, giving us 2 small pieces. And the smaller the pieces and the more bony it is, you tend to get better results. And the first thing you want to do is to hit that with salt. Later on, we can adjust the salt accordingly. Then I want some black pepper. And it's important that you marinate this for a couple hours. It's really gonna give you a better end product at the end. But in our case here, I'm just gonna go through it. So what I want you to do is to season the chicken, stick it, give it a good mix, stick it back in the fridge for at least 2 hours, and then continue. For that strong curry flavor, we're gonna season the chicken with some curry powder as well. The full printable recipe will be available over at caribbeanpot.com, so you can always head over there at any point and get the recipe. And I also want some Caribbean green seasoning. Yeah, that is the sort of base for most, if not all, of our dishes in the Caribbean. And in the Spanish-speaking Caribbean, we've got a version. In the French-speaking Caribbean, we've got a version as well, and that is it. You're gonna give that a mix into the fridge, cling wrap into the fridge. In our case, we're just gonna proceed. Nice wide pan on a medium high flame, and you need a lot of oil. I'm using vegetable oil. If you want to cut back on the amount of oil that you use a non-stick pan. I'll be using about 3 tablespoons of that oil. Onion, garlic, and Scotch bonnet pepper, the entire thing, seeds and everything. In my humble opinion, a good Bunjay curry is supposed to be spicy. Now, that is optional. And again, you can tailor it to your sort of heat tolerance, yeah? I just turn my heat down a tiny bit because I don't want the garlic to burn. I just want to pull out all of those flavors. My friends from Guyana who are watching right now, you know, this is similar to your Bunjay curry that you guys do. This one here, I grew up with my my great aunt next door would make this a sort of a dry curry, all Bunjay up or fry down, and she would make it with dal puri roti, but with curry aloo with a lot of sauce on the sides, so you'd get the deep flavor of the curry chicken with the bitter oil as well, onto that more mild, tame sort of curry aloo. Some of you call it potato. I'm just giving that another couple minutes. Ground roasted jeera or cumin. And because I am not a fan of garam masala, I would recommend using garam masala here, but I am not a fan of garam masala. I will go in with what we call anchar masala, which is, it doesn't have that pronounced sort of anise, that sort of licorice flavor that I don't like in garam masala. Whoosh, I lost my train of thought there for a second. And of course, curry powder. Yeah, your favorite curry powder. Yes, we already seasoned the chicken with some curry powder, but the whole idea here is to enhance. And this is supposed to be one of those curry dishes, this sort of curry chicken, Bunjay curry, where all the spices are really heightened if you want it, you know. And I am not a fan of using curry leaves. I don't see the use for it because, I'll be honest with you, whether I use it or I don't use it, I don't see a huge difference in the end result of the curry. But if you wanted to use some meaty seeds in here, if you wanted to use some curry leaves in here, you can do that as well. It's been about 3 minutes and everything is going to darken, it's going to start clumping together, and that is exactly what we want. I like adding an ingredient here now, which is something most people don't, and that is a tomato. It's been grated, yeah, 1 small tomato grated, just to control the texture a bit. And I find it adds a brightness. The acidity in there tends to highlight all of the flavors that's going on there right now. A couple more things. If you wanted to add some grated ginger in here, boom, points. If you wanted to add a stick of cinnamon, boom, points. So all those different flavors are ones that you can add to tailor it to your own liking. So in goes that grated tomato in there. And I also want about a tablespoon of water, just like so. Now as that water burns off there, you're going to see we got a nice thick slurry. I just want to get back to the oil that we started. And don't forget, we still got that bit of turmeric to go in there. Or, as I said before, saffron is what I knew it growing up as a little boy in Trinidad and Tobago. So the curry has bunjay down, bunjal down. It's time to add the chicken to do the same thing. Yeah? And you notice I am using the back of the spoon to sort of crush that pepper to release that heat. That Caribbean sunshine must be ever so present. If you had turned the heat down, I would recommend turn the heat back up now. And this is where we're going to add all of that seasoned chicken back to the pot. Then it's a matter of giving that a stir. And I'm going to put the lid on it to bring it up to an immediate boil. We're not adding any liquid to this, as you would see in my previous curry chicken videos. We added water. In this case, we bunjaying down the chicken, we're frying it down in there. And this is why we started off with all of that oil at the start, to be able to do so. The sort of fat from the skin is going to render down again and give us a bit more of a bit more fat to be able to work with. So I'm going to put the lid on there, and then I'm going to bring it up to a boil, leave the lid on for about 3 or 4 minutes just for it to spring up its own natural juices. Then we'll remove the lid and we're going to cook that down. Remember, it's not going to take long because the pieces of chicken are relatively small. It's been about 3.5 minutes now, and this is where we're at. So you see all that liquid has started to sprout there. Just going to hit that a little shake. And what we want to do now is crank up the heat just a tiny bit more, and we're going to burn off all that liquid. And yeah, it's supposed to be a dry curry, as I said earlier there. And in doing so, we're going to really heighten all of the flavors of everything. You're going to get a succulent piece of chicken. And this is why we use a dark piece of meat with bone on. You want it nice and succulent, tender, and packed with all that nice Caribbean curry goodness in there. Bunjay chicken, we bunjayin people. Oh gosh man, just pay attention. You're winning points when you serve this one. Just be sure to give it a stir every so often, because you want to make sure everything gets in contact with that sort of bunjay sauce down in the bottom there. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple things I want to apologize for. One, my stove is dirty. Last night I had a little feast going on here, so I didn't feel like cleaning the stove prior to making another mess. And two, yes, I am using a tablespoon to stir everything. And the amount of hate and the amount of disgust I get from people because according to them I'm using the wrong spoon to stir my pot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm comfortable with. Alright? Okay. It's been about 14 minutes since we removed the lid. I am confident that the chicken is fully cooked. What I would recommend doing now is tasting this sort of sauce or gravy. This sort of, it's really dry. It's frying down, it's bunjaying down, but you want to taste that. Adjust the salt at this point and then finish off. If I in Trinidad and Tobago, I would be using shadow benny, which is culantro. Some people call it banda. I grew up calling it bandania. However, such is not the case. So what I have is a couple tablespoons of chopped coriander. Most people know it as cilantro. So we're going to finish with that. But I want to sort of start seeing, and you're going to start seeing it pretty soon, the oil that we started off with. Some of the oils that rendered out of the skin. That is a true indication, and you're going to see separation as well on the bottom. See this sort of separation here? That is what we're looking for. Notice nothing is going back there. That means it bunjayed down nice there. Some people go up a step further and let it go. Just the timing has to be perfect before it burns. Yeah. So in goes that chopped cilantro. Some of you call it coriander, and a final stir. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. You just learn how to make bunjay curry chicken with these step-by-step instructions from Uncle Chris. I guarantee you, yes, we all like that gravy. In my house, gravy is such, or sauce is such, a key element in a curry that it almost looks like soup by the time I'm done making it the way my daughters want it. Dal and rice and Bunjay curry chicken. Let me just clean up here a little bit. The stove done dirty already and people done complaining about the spoon that I use. I need more hate. Anyhow, I hope I'll get an opportunity to give this one a try. Alright, let me zoom in. Can we? Yeah man, we can zoom in. Look at that.